you have them practice these movements, and in order to break a habit, you got to train consecutively 21 days or so is what you do to build a good habit. But you just continue to train what you're working on and what you're trying to accomplish. So the flinch, in my opinion, can go either way. There are good flinches, but you just want to install a proper movement with them to get them in a better position, whether that's bobbing and weaving, slipping, parries, cover and advance, 360 blocks, whatever it is. So I and Krav, we just build off of that natural reaction off of their flinch.
Welcome to Martial Mindset, where we delve into some of the leading minds in business, martial arts, and academia to find out what truly makes success in any field of life. We are the fight coaches who will motivate and inspire you to level up your game, no matter how big or scary your goals may be.
And the conclusion was, if you're playing the other person's game, you're going to lose. So it's very good to have some kind of an understanding of what somebody else would do, what a striker would do in that situation, and what a jiu-jitsu expert would do if they took you to the ground, or if you're not careful and you end up losing your position. Yeah, so I feel like we're, as martial artists, we're waking up to a lot more to the idea of, there's value in other martial arts style. Let me get something from that instead of just focusing on my own thing.
Yeah, I mean, also people that are I've met so many professional athletes that I've trained with Olympians as well. I've trained with people that have represented the countries in many different sports, wrestling, kickboxing, MMA. And they're always open-minded to ask you questions. I go to them sometimes for training or what have you, and they'll always say, "What you do?" And I'll tell them what I do, or they know what I do, or know anyway. And they'll ask, they'll say, "Look, can you show me something?" When I did that video with John McDermott's English heavyweight champion, it's a big deal. He's a top 10, credited champion in the country. And when behind the scenes before the video, he said, "Oh, can you show me stuff?" After the video, she said, "Can you show me some stuff that might help?" And I was like, "What can I show you? You're a heavyweight champion. You're the boss at the end of the day." But I haven't met a pro athlete that hasn't ever been open-minded. It's only usually when I get to YouTube and I read the comments on my videos, and you'll get people saying, "Well, that wouldn't work," or "This is rubbish." And I just think, well, you know what? That's the reason why you're not at a high level of what you do. Because
your bongzao is wrong.
Exactly. You need to be open-minded to listen to other ideas to improve. But anyway, that's why. Let's get back to the podcast. So here's another question, very specific, Dustin. How do you teach people to deal with flinching? Because this is very specific. I know you mentioned the shoulder tap game earlier, which is a good idea. Have you got any other suggestions that our viewers might be able to work with?
All right. So just to kind of talk about the flinch, in my opinion. So we all have a natural reaction off of something coming towards our face, whether that's freezing, whether that's pulling away, our hands come up, reaching for the target. If you really break down the psychology of what happens during that scared moment, people are going to have different things. And so off of the flinch, it's actually, how do we build off of that? If you think about bobbing and weaving, if something's coming towards you, that would be the person who's kind of pulling their head away, right? Or slipping or pulling, all that head movement. So sometimes that flinch that the person naturally has is what they're going to do, but we just want to fine tune it with the defense. If hands are coming up, that may be a parry. It may be a cover. The freeze that we don't want, the flinch that we don't want, is the person that just goes completely stiff. And that is where, you have to install something in them and then basically force it and just do drills. So like you were saying, the shoulder touch. Another thing that you can do is where you take the boxing gloves and you very light spar, like cat and mouse in a way, and you build them up. So one person's offense, the other one's defense, but it's very choreographed for beginners. And, you have them practice these movements. And in order to break a habit, you got to train consecutively 21 days or so is what you do to build a good habit. But you just continue to train what you're working on and what you're trying to accomplish. So the flinch, in my opinion, can go either way. there are good flinches, but you just want to install a proper movement with them to get them in a better position, whether that's bobbing and weaving, slipping, parries, cover and advance, 360 blocks, whatever it is. So I in Krav, we just build off of that natural reaction off of their flinch.